Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Monday, June 23rd, 2014. Well, another of the major ratings agencies who look at the credit quality of the reinsurance market has changed its outlook on the sector to negative today. This would be Moody's. They now join Standard & Poor's and Fitch ratings in saying that the reinsurance sector faces increasing headwinds. Moody said that after digesting the extent of price softening in the June reinsurance renewals, that they were prompted to lower its outlook to negative by a number of factors that are pressuring reinsurers simultaneously. Those factors, of course, are the current oversupply of reinsurance capacity itself, the growing influence of new entrants in the form of non-traditional markets such as insurance-linked securities, and the lower interest rates available to them on their investment returns. Moody's expects that reinsurers will be pressured by these factors over the next year or to year and a half as cheaper alternatives to reinsurance continue to come into play. Well, here's an interesting story. We're, of course, aware of the bankruptcy situation in the city of Detroit. In the middle of that whole imbroglio, apparently, is a Bermuda insurer. The case is scheduled to go to trial in August, and the Detroit Free Press claims that for the Bermuda insurer, $250 million and its very existence may be at stake. The Detroit Free Press said, quote, "An obscure but combative insurance company deeply entangled in Detroit's financial problems has become one of the city's fiercest foes in bankruptcy court, presenting a stiff legal obstacle to the city's restructuring plans." Apparently, the company is Syncora Guarantee Incorporated, which apparently underwrote the bonds that the city used to pay off or acquire money to begin to pay off the debt owed to pension holders. As part of the grand bargain now being evaluated by the bankruptcy court, they're going to scale back payments to pension funds, which would then require Syncora to match the differential between what the trustees agreed to and what the pension recipients were promised. According to court documents that were released, this is a particularly difficult creditor when referring to Syncora. The city attorney said that it appears that Syncora's approach has shown that it will stop at nothing to sabotage the so-called grand bargain. Very interesting. Syncora is simply standing up for what it contractually agreed to. Speaking of Detroit as well, they had signaled about 2 months ago that the city's water department was going to begin shutting off water for up to 3,000 homes and businesses a week in an attempt to stop the utility from sliding further into debt. These are presumably, and these are in fact, presumably, the people that are having their water cut off are people who are not paying their bills. So now approximately some 100,000 homes and businesses have in fact had their water shut off for non-payment of bills. Those people have in fact written now to the United Nations, to the UN Special Committee on the Human Right to Safe Drinking Water and Sanitation, begging the UN to intervene, saying that what we see is a violation of the basic human right to water. The United States has international obligations in terms of people's right to water, and this is a blatant violation of that right. We're hoping that the UN will put pressure on the federal government and the state of Michigan to do something about it. A federal safety report is going to come out on Tuesday of this week, tomorrow, to reveal the official cause of the Asiana Airlines crash at San Francisco International Airport last July. The report will cover everything from pilot training to the complex airborne equipment, the autopilot that were used on the 777 when Asiana Flight 214 crashed into the runway after a trip from Seoul, South Korea. The increasing complexity of airline computers and controls will be examined in detail. This may not be a slam dunk for Boeing. Reports came out over the weekend of an incident in 2012 in which a Boeing test pilot encountered the same loss of power as he was making an approach to Boeing Field in Washington State that the South Korean pilots faced. Another group of recalls, 4 Japanese car makers have now recalled over 5 million vehicles as a result of potentially faulty airbags from Takata Corporation. Honda recalled 2 million cars, Nissan recalled 780,000 cars, and Mazda recalled about 160,000 cars. Toyota 2 weeks ago announced the recall of 2.2 million cars for the same reason, Takata airbags. South African police today are searching for the killers of 8 gold miners who were found shot to death in an illegal mining operation in the eastern outskirts of Johannesburg. Illegal mining is common in South Africa, which is a major producer of gold. Workers brave unsafe conditions below ground amid reports of involvement of organized crime, and even clashes between rival groups seeking to extract gold from unused mines. We've reported how Oklahoma has now surpassed California in terms of earthquakes. Well, just a few years ago, earthquake insurance in Oklahoma wasn't something that people thought to buy. A farmer's insurance agent in Edmond, Oklahoma, said every time there's a decent quake, there's a spike in interest. Oklahoma has seen 200 earthquakes of magnitude 2.0 or greater in this calendar year alone. Standard homeowner policies generally don't cover damage caused directly by earthquakes. This same agent said that in October of 2011, roughly 1% of the homes had earthquake insurance. He said that's now up to 40% of the homes that he insures. Also, according to the Insurance Information Institute, the total premiums on earthquake insurance policies in Oklahoma more than doubled from about $6,100 up to $12,407. The scientists say that there is no question that the increase is due to fracking, which, as we mentioned on Friday, is in fact lubricating the existing faults and causing them to slip faster. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.